Hi, this is Goatrix, and I'm taking over for hosting duties today because Bregan is a giant whiny bitch. This is Club Baroness. I don't know the number of it. I don't care. He didn't care. Neither does Evo, who's our other guest, along with Kamikaze Mario. Say hi, guys.
No.
That's a
I knew
really good
having
introduction.
Goatrix host this was a great idea.
It was a great idea. So, anyways, we're
We
here.
got Goat, Evo, me, and then the only decent human being among us, Kamikaze Mario.
I mean, I was doing decent until, Bregan decided to get some chicken in and turned into a giant fucking asshole. But anyways, so we're here today to talk about the round 3 results from the tag tourney and then give predictions for round 4. So, let's pull up a little picture here with the list and stuff so I can see which match we want to start talking about.
I brought it up.
Yeah, it was a good prompt. Okay, so here, we're going to go top of the order here from our little list that Bregan made that has, points and stuff on it. So, we'll start with the first match on there listed, which was Murder, Ebony versus Zex and Shadow. Which one of you assholes wants to say stuff about this? Come on, here we go.
Well, Murder, Ebony, and Zexus did a fantastic job. Guard, the Arsenal robot, not so much.
Yeah, I'm not sure who Shadow Shield gave his controller to. I don't know if it was like his little niece or what, but that was not the same player on that field. Like, things did not look good for him.
Did we see a single Psycho Burst?
We saw a bunch, but none of them actually made contact.
I was going to say, because I remember I've seen a bunch of Shadow Shield Arsenals that I was like, what? Who is this?
Yeah,
There's some,
nothing
they tried to
actually
play a
contacted.
quantum decay deal, which is
Yeah,
obviously
that
not going to
was-
set you up for Psycho Burst. So I mean, that was the first mistake. They played anti.
Well,
Everyone so far has tried to run jank against Murder and Ebony. Every single team has tried to run Quantum Decay on them so far.
It doesn't work.
And it's funny.
it's two of
pretty
the
darn
most
sure.
stable players in the game. Like, what are you thinking?
Well, I think, to be honest, with
Last
the
person to
exception
run
of,
Quantum Decay against.
I think with the exception of the round 1 against when me and Evo played, I think Quantum Decay has failed like every round.
Well, that
Like,
was
I
vicious
think that was-
balance.
Well, I thought there was Quantum Decay in there too. I can't. All I know is I had no levels the whole time. But like Quantum Decay has been like the go-to jank skill, and it seems like it has just not held its water this tournament. But yeah, those are some weird matches. It was not the same level of play.
I think what happened was
Shadow.
is Shadow spawned with like a Quantum Decay and 2 violent changes right off the rip, and Zex was hunting for an orb, I think. But they put pressure on Shadow, so Zex was forced to move out of his base and couldn't effectively dig. And since Shadow was getting hit so hard, I feel like he popped that Quantum real quick and then didn't want to let go of the violent changes.
Yeah, I remember he was stuck with a bunch of violent changes in his hand at the end. That was the match that stuck out to me the most because it was just so weird and wild. It's like, what is
like
this?
that was some failed jank, but we saw that like Shadow Shield just never found his feet under him throughout the rest of the series. Like, there's plenty of other just like not digging fast enough or just not getting in the mix, and that was uncharacteristic of him.
It was kind of the same for Zex though too. He definitely didn't seem like he was playing up to normal par.
I feel like Zex could have been if he had time to like play,
develop,
but he was
Yeah,
instead
that's
like
constant pressure.
yeah.
Yeah, well, I think the thing to take away is that I think they just need to forget that round happened, do something completely different, be willing to set up faster. And I just don't know how much we can take away from that round when it comes down to it, because they were just dealing with the constant pressure of Murder and Ebony, and they just didn't handle it well. And I don't know if it was bad draws or what it was, but that's not the level you should be seeing from that team. And I don't think you will in the next round either. So I think they're going to play better.
Yeah, plus Murder and Ebony, I mean, everyone's used to Ebony kind of. Everyone's always thinking, is he going to go for the jank style that him and Kanye were trying, or just from his 1v1 days?
It's
And
basically been all slide laser and reincarnation.
It's been heavy offense the whole time, and they set up quick too, real quick.
I feel like you said, everyone's concerned about that, but instead of like running counter jank, why doesn't everyone just run arsenals that work with it? Like, Tiger Strength lasers, Tiger Strength hyper kick, anything cheap, just go with it, run it. I don't understand why these teams are trying to play counter jank to jank, and it's not even working because Ebony and Murder have been rushing.
Well, yeah, I guess in
Yeah.
this case, like, clearly Jank is not Zexus and Shadow's wheelhouse, and it never has been. I really don't want to see anything like that from him again. But if you're looking at teams in this tournament, and you go down the list from top and bottom, like, the last team on this list you should be playing Jank against is Murder and Ebony. They are probably the two most stable players in the game, and the most stable team in this tournament. There's other teams that Jank isn't going to work well against, but that is probably my absolute last team I want to run something janky against.
Yeah. All right, I think we can move on then to the next
What about-
matchup here, which is
what do you think, Mario?
Zanks.
Mario's dead.
Mario.
What?
Any thoughts on Murder Ebony versus Zex Shadow?
I mean, they just had the constant pressure on Zex and Shadow. They couldn't set up anything. Trying that jank just fucked them up.
So we're in agreement. Great. Awesome.
Yep. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna start with Mario at the top of the table to talk about this, since he had to contribute a lot in the last one. But Evo Zanxis versus Esper PDDCM. Come on, Mario. Here we go.
All right. First match was definitely a battle. There was a lot of lag. That was the only bad thing about it. Esper was lagging like crazy. So there was a lot of back and forth in that. Then Evo Zanxis ended up pulling it out. Then after that, it was pretty much they had control for the rest of the matches.
I would definitely agree. I was watching it live, so I know the stream it made it look worse than the matches supposedly were, because obviously they didn't ever initiate the reset rule for the lag, so it must have been playable. But yeah, it just looked like every time that Esper and PDDCM were starting to kind of pull ahead, they just kind of fell apart. And it looked like the one who was struggling the hardest was Esper, if anybody.
Yeah,
Anyone?
it's definitely not the level of play we're used to from them, PD or Esper.
I think they're just having trouble really getting any synergy built, because Esper's had, a lot of problems with the connection and things like that. So I don't know how much time they're able actually to get in together to really build anything. And even if they were getting in time, how meaningful it would actually be with the connection he's having. It's hard to build a team when you've got that kind of thing going on.
And we all know that Evo Zanxis is the single greatest pairing in Phantom Best that we've ever seen, so...
I said do the handy under the table. You just dove right over the table and just grabbed it.
Dude, what table? I slapped that sucker out of the way and it's just let me at it.
You're supposed to do it under.
Alright, Alright, Evo, so do you want to apply any more grease to this hog here and butter yourself up a little bit more?
No, the lag was bad, but I rewatched my own stream, and I noticed the lag wasn't shown in the stream until we interacted with Esper, whether it was him attacking or us attacking him. That's when it got really choppy.
Yeah, I kind of noticed that a little bit when I wasn't getting the slideshow version of it. It seemed like Esper was the only one who was really chopping out, and I couldn't tell if it was how much it was affecting, because it looked like, clearly you were still connecting with him, but there were definitely some hits. I was like, oh, no. So.
Yeah, but it was a fun match regardless. We had a blast. It made it even sweeter after the day of shit talk I took from Esper about him shoving ice swords up our asses and all other sorts of stuff, and just made that victory that much sweeter.
I mean, he shouldn't talk like that. He's only 9. His mom should have taught him better.
Boy, if his mom would have heard him talking like that on the mic, she'd have probably cut him off.
She would have taken that Xbox and huffed it out the window. Alright, so enough Evo handjobs here. Let's move on to Jester War Machine versus Scott Doom. And so with this one, I believe this is where we had the substitution for Scott, because it was originally Daffy that was on his team, but Daffy unfortunately had to bow out of the tournament, and so Doom, who happens to be everyone's favorite Dead Ringer, replacement teammate, stepped up to plate here. And so thoughts, opinions, takes?
freaking WWE late entrances.
Yeah, he came up from underneath the ring with a chair and a table in hand.
Yeah, for his match, I made that Bob Ross picture.
Yeah, I saw that. It's like,
I'll pull it
Bregan,
up
you
on
you
here.
don't even Bregan, you don't even know what a suplex is. Actually, no, you
I
know
feel
what
like
two
Doom walked
suplexes
into
are.
that lobby. Like if you could, like, as a moderator, I could read like their tournament chat, and like it was funny. You could see like they had a lag issue, I guess, in the beginning, and they asked if they wanted to like do a restart or anything. Doom's like, nah, fuck that, start it. It counts. And and from there, just like kept it going.
I gotta say, Jester and War Machine, you know, they did put up a decent fight. There was it was a tough. It wasn't like completely free, but I definitely think having Doom on Ska's side definitely helped turn the tide. Because I'm not. I mean, I think had Doom not been there, I think Jester and War Machine probably would have taken it.
It's fun to watch, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was good.
Oh yeah,
back and
it was a
forth.
it was a great matchup, and I like hearing Sardonic and War Machines talking during the matches. They're great. They're very friendly, even though it's like, "Oh man, fuck me," or "Oh wow, that fucking sucked." The whole
You
time,
could
just like,
definitely,
that was great."
yeah, you could definitely feel the pressure of Doom just by the mistakes that were being made and the commentary from, War Machine and Jester when they made
Yeah.
those mistakes.
At first, I didn't think it was gonna be so bad though, because like when the matches were first happening, Jester and War Machine were hitting like it's like, who's this Doom guy? What's he do? We'll just take him out and then move on to Scott, and then Doom warmed up and was like, nope, no, we're done here.
Not today.
Not today.
They almost had him on lane with that memory lapse.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
that's right.
Jester accidentally laid the memory lapse down instead of. I think he was trying to attack or shield, or I don't know what he was trying to do, but he laid it
Was-
down right in front of Doom.
It was either that or,
Oh, yeah, at the
or
end.
was it a partner pickup? No, it wasn't a partner pickup. It was bad though. It was really
Yeah,
costly.
he accidentally dropped it right in front of Doom. It was getting close because he had the violent change and he could have popped them both out, but he was also defenseless. The other problem was he burned through his other jump in memory lapse and just overwritten them. So
Yeah.
they did finally pop it because they managed to get rid of his amulet and then they popped the memory lapse, and he didn't have his other jump or memory lapse to lay it a second time
Was
afterwards because he just
was it
blown
Doom
through
that
them.
had the judgment, or was it Ska?
I don't remember. I would guess.
Yeah,
Doom.
I'm pretty sure it was Doom, but it was weird though because I thought he would have had like a backup reincarnation to keep in the fight, because it looked like most of the match he was just basically trading one hits with people until the very end. So
It could have been a return
Either-
to nature. I don't remember which one it was.
yeah, I thought it was a judgment, but hard to say. Either way, that was definitely an entertaining match. Anyone else have anything they want to add? Want to comment other than like, yay, Doom, welcome back.
I just can't wait for the 1v1 to see Bregan, spread them cheeks, as he quoted a few podcasts ago.
Well, you got to convince Doom to play a 1v1 tournament because he doesn't like it.
Oh, I think you convinced him.
This is a perfect segue point into cheek spreading. That was the next round matches, which is Bregan Choices versus Game God Invoker. Oh my. I'm going to start this one because this was my absolute favorite match, because I didn't think I was going to see what I saw on screen, and holy fuck. Like, I thought my matches were bad. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, poor
Like-
choices pulled a Goatrix that round.
I think you're going to have to rename it.
Multiple Goatrices. We'll put it that way. Let's put it this way: Game God and Invoker I think are equally as fun to watch as Jester War Machine, because once again, while they're talking on screen, they have pretty good lively commentary. They're a little more bitter, it seems, than Jester War Machine. Like, they laugh it off a little bit, whereas Game God and Invoker just age 3 years over everything that misses or hits them. But it was a good match, and wow, I gotta say, woo.
So I know
didn't
Bregan's
expect that.
dying to say it. He's probably been screaming it. But kudos to poor choices on that flop for leaving Bregan in, I think it was Game God's base with 2 capsules left while Bregan was popping them out.
That'll be the second time Bregan's been left behind while popping somebody out.
On Panorama.
Yeah.
Yep. I knew you were gonna go there, so that's why I beat you to it. It's okay. It's okay. Don't worry. I'm not gonna prop myself up at all for anything. I'm terrible. So, but yeah, like, I think the biggest thing that I've personally seen is that, um, I don't know, Choice's connections at times seems kind of weird because it seems like he's having some not like Esper level issues, but just I don't know. It seems like he's also kind of slow getting into matches, and I don't know how much he's up to speed on the game anymore at this point. It kind of seems like he's kind of out of practice, to be honest, too.
Well, he hasn't picked up a Phantom Dust game slash controller other than a tournament match in what, 6 months? Seems like.
Yeah, pretty much. He quit after the last tournament.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's where I was at. So.
He's been struggling
Yeah.
to get back into it, and he's had a lot of other time commitments that have prevented him from being able to play anything, let alone family.
Whatever. Those are rookie numbers, son. You got to bring them numbers up, Choices. You don't get to quit a game after only playing it for a year. We've been playing this damn thing for 15 and we haven't quit yet.
He played in the old days. He's not a new player.
Yeah, we have to remember he was under some other whack name, kind of the way Xanxus was under Stranger Meteor, and yet nobody remembers who the fuck he is.
Did he play heavy?
Choices was known as Agamemnon.
He played heavy.
And he played mostly Battle Royale.
Yeah. Either way, fake rap identities aside, yeah, it's what can I say? One of the things I've noticed at this tournament is that there's definitely some old fuckers who it's just like it sounded like a really good idea to play in this tournament, but then when they actually had to realize, oh, that might mean like practicing and booting up the game and playing against people, ooh, that really wasn't such a good idea after all. I know I'll be talking about that in 2 matches here.
Yeah, I do want to say a few things. I think Game God and Invoker really showed up. Like, I don't want to take things away from them. Yeah, we had some flubs. We had some lack of synergy. We had some issues and things like that. We didn't have very good draws, but I gotta say, Game God and Invoker have come together as a team more than I thought they would. They are. I don't know if I want to go so far as like more than the sum of their parts, but they have really shown synergy together. Whereas like other teams have been more fledgling. Like we were just talking about Zex and Shadow or Esper and PD, myself and Choices.
Yeah.
Whereas
I
Game
think
God and Invoker have really meshed.
Yeah. Them. I would say that team and then Jester War Machine are probably my 2 favorite new teams out of the whole tournament so far. I definitely liked their streams are the most enjoyable to watch. Like I said, they have a good time. They laugh. They joke. They don't threaten their kids in the background. It's great. And yeah, they played the fuck out of that game.
Yeah, it was a solid series. They played really well. I wish we could have seen Game 5 because we had the pop out. If we just hadn't had that, it would have been nice to see Game 5, see where it went. But it eventually went to them. It was well played by them.
Yep.
Yeah, they came to that match assuming that Bregan and Choices were going to bring their A game, and it just worked out for them that they didn't.
Yeah. Kami, anything you want to add?
Game God was working that hyper key bullet.
Yeah, he was. I kept pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
I
was.
love that move.
Yeah,
It's definitely got its
they were
uses.
going good.
It's surprising to see a cartwheeler pull it off too, because usually when I run it, like the only way I can hit somebody is if I jump up in the air first. So the fact that he was hitting it as a cartwheeler without the ability to get that extra aerial, angle on people was impressive.
It's got pretty good tracking as is, but anyways, aside from that,
Yep.
So Team Tilt, I believe I'm now gonna rename to Poor Bregan.
I was gonna say Bregan Choices sounds pretty good because Bregan Choices is about as good as Boy Choices, maybe worse.
Could be. What's our next team?
Yep. That would be Kami and Kanye versus Affin and Ren. I didn't get to watch this matchup, but I'm just gonna hope and pray that there wasn't 3 rounds of Quantum Decay not going off well.
I watched it from Kanye's perspective, with his voice and Kami's voice coming through, and I gotta say, you guys are dicks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, fucking playing with them. I felt like on Sign, even if I didn't have the voice commentary to go with it, but just watching, I'm like, you guys. The whole time I'm thinking like, wow, you guys are really just gonna let him keep picking him up, just end it. Dick move.
I actually don't
And I'll
remember
call
that
you out
series
on
that
your
well.
shit.
Did I cast it?
I don't know.
There's a video
I
up.
think so. Yeah.
Guys, I can't remember that match for the life of me.
You and Invoker did.
Oh,
Well,
jeez.
here's a recap. It was a 3-0 victory for Kami and Kanye.
Is that the one where they
and-
started shifting more to talking about like meta and stuff?
I'm not sure, but I know that a little reminder for you is that Kanye started off playing as a jumper on Palace.
Well, I do remember that. Yeah, that I remember trying to, decide if that was because he was trolling or if he actually had something he wanted to play as a jumper.
Nah, he was trolling. He was doing a Kanye.
That was what I was leaning to in the cast. I was pretty.
But
sure he was trolling.
isn't everything Kanye does a troll? Like everything?
Essentially.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he didn't let them double team you and take you out and then laugh as he didn't drop you. He just held you into his hand the whole time.
Skill-wise, it was one of the more one-sided matchups we had that round. And so, Mario and Kanye looked solid. They're still a hard team to get a read on because the only round they played a real team, they basically just trolled the whole time and played bad jank. So
I'm glad I got the
and then
opportunity
in
to
round
ask.
1 and round 2, they've had gimme matches in round 1 and round 3, and then they trolled round 2. So I have no idea how good they actually are.
What was the thought process there, Kami? After you played me and Zan for warm-ups, you guys stuck with that Quantum Decay plan. What was the thought process there?
Kanye was like, let's Quantum Decay him 3 times in a row. I was like, sure, okay.
Oh boy.
That's pretty much it.
And me,
But we
Mario,
only did it twice
a
because I
strong,
didn't
independent
want
man who
do it
stands up
again.
for myself, said, okay. Can't believe you went along with it. Why would you do that? Man.
It was fun to do.
Okay, fair enough.
It didn't look fun from your side. It didn't look very fun. It looked painful.
Well, it turned out that way, but it's all good.
Yeah,
Any regrets?
it's rather impressive that they've managed to make it 3 rounds without being able to tell anybody how good they are. So that's impressive.
So I guess my question then is, how much do you think Affin and Ren have played together, practiced, or what level of seriousness have they exhibited in this tournament at all, if any? Just to be fair.
I can say this. In pickup games, Affin takes it, relatively serious, but I feel like every time he enters the tournament, he's attempting to be the next biggest and best meme episode per match. I feel like he's doing it on purpose.
So he's
played-
basically
he
It's
played
Orange
with
Baby 2?
Yeah, he played with Orange Baby one tournament, and it's like he fell in love.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
I want to be this.
Was it like when Kanye played with Ebony and decided I want to be that Quantum Decay recall asshole guy too?
No, I feel like it's I want to accidentally kill my partner and then jump off the map as many times as I can and make it funnier each time.
That was Darcia. Come on, don't
Oh.
say the name.
Damn. I failed. I'm going on mute now.
Oh, thank goodness. All right.
So now we can move on to another washed-up has-been old man team, like we referenced earlier. That would be me and
that's all
Silent
4 of you.
versus.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. From my understanding, Filthy does still play, kind of, and so does Math.
Plays
Let's
about
put
as much
Blade.
as you do.
Which is still infinitely more than Silent plays. Like, it's funny. If Silent played as much as he responded in the chats, he'd still probably be about as good as he is now, which is not very good.
Wow, generous.
So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna throw it out
If
there.
my partner actually played the game, he'd probably still be dog shit.
It's okay. If I still play the game, I'd be dog shit. So, like I said, when I got asked to join the tournament, I was like, yeah, you know what? That sounds like a really good idea. And it sounded like that way all for 3 seconds after I accepted. And I was like, what the fuck did I get myself into? Oh, brother. And it's funny, too, because I've tried to play some pickup games and friendly games and quote unquote practice and all that, but it's like the man's gonna run jackpot every fucking match. Why would I do that?
I think the real question is, after how many years you've been playing and teaming up with Silent, why are you still getting hit by jackpot more than the opponents?
I would. Silent has
we watched Panorama. Okay.
No.
Sometimes
It's
his fault, but on Panorama, he's getting hit by freaking pin down, and while he's
and
pinned
Silent's
down,
jackpotting.
yeah, there's an icon next to his name that shows he's stunned. And Silent's just spamming jackpot anyway. Yeah. There's a visible icon next to his name that says "Don't use jackpot," and he does it anyway. Sorry.
So, and and Filthy and Mouth definitely outplayed us. I mean, Filthy ran around most of those games without a shield, and we still weren't landing hits on him. And Math got time to set up, while Filthy just managed to never get really hit or a lot of pressure on him, and it didn't go well. Like, I think we got one game. I think we got City because Sign of Saints actually worked for once.
To be fair, I thought you'd get more than City, because if you listen to their commentary, Filthy would go down and not say a word. He's not only playing Gine, which is already really hard to see, like when they go down, but he wouldn't even tell Math where he was. Math is like running to Filthy's base. Where are you? Up here? And I don't know how that was the only guy.
The only sounds you get out of Filthy are just the ice clinking in the glass.
Yep.
That's all he gets.
Every game.
Yeah.
Clink twice for left.
all I can say is that I think Silent and I will be very fortunate or unfortunate, depending on our point of view of that day, if we somehow manage to survive the next round and make it into the top 8, which I'm thinking would be a mathematical impossibility at this point, but who knows?
This matchup that you have coming up reminds me of like the retirement home checkers match.
It is. It literally
Shuffleboard,
is.
dude.
It is. It is. It's grumpy old. It is grumpy old men in full force.
Shuffleboard with replaced tips.
Like I don't know who's Jack Lemon. I don't know who's Walter Matthau. But yeah, which once again, unless anyone else has more dogpiling to do, which I'm totally open to, we can move into the next old people retirement home match, which was Nathan Wolf versus Mirage Garcia. Now this one, I don't think we actually. You got that up, right, Bregan? You did.
We don't have it
last night.
Oh, we don't have it. That's right. We don't have it. So on that one, what was the
we know the score
though?
It was a 3-1 for Nathan and Wolf.
3-1 Nathan Wolf. So I'm just gonna throw out some. I'm just gonna speculate here for a minute.
I'll give what I know about it real quick, I guess.
Okay.
They started on Palace. I am
surprised.
90% certain that Mirage and Darcia won Palace. I'm gonna bet that they ran their double bundle blasters and they took them to task on Palace. And then Nathan
versus
and Wolf,
memory lapse.
Their first, well, I don't know what they would have run on Palace, but then their first choice is going to be City, and they did go to City, play memory lapse. They, because there's a comment in there like, was that hung or is that just in a spot that needed levitate? So clearly memory lapse on City.
Well, yeah.
They won with that. Next match was Pano, which, I mean, it's a coin flip. It's whatever.
It's lasers, Dance of Death, Psycho Burst.
Yeah, Nathan and Wolf won that one. It sounds like at least one of Mirage and Darcia ran Dance of Death because they were talking about they didn't get their swift blows in time. And then Nathan and Wolf closed out on Sign.
Probably running their Aura Cannon Charge Particle.
Yep, something like that.
Yep, sounds pretty bog standard. The good news is with at least Nathan and Wolf, for better or worse, they have a consistent play style that at least they still have it somewhat in practice a little bit. It's not just random jackpots like some teams.
Well, I don't know what's more predictable, Nathan and Wolf's map arsenal picks, or the fact that you're either going to see Sign of Saints or jackpot out of you and Silent.
Silent.
I mean, you're playing them next round. What's your over/under on those old fogies still being able to dodge jackpot?
Oh God. Well, let's put it this way.
Vegas odds lean towards Goatrix getting hit.
Oh, of course.
No. You just need to run Skywalk.
Dude, the odds on that are terrible. The odds on that are terrible. You're not going to make any money on that because that's a given. But like, if I guess if we
Skywalk on every map.
I guess if I want to stand a chance, here's the thing: if we want to stand a chance, I think of winning next round, which I don't know that Silent really does want to stand a chance of winning. It's going to be them getting hit by more jackpots than me, and I don't know. I kind of feel like I should just stand still. I might dodge them better at this point.
Just run voids.
Run Skywalk.
Oh God.
Dude, we saw Guinan do that once on Lane. Was it him and Murder, or was it him and Math? They did that versus...
I think it was him and Math. I think it was him and Math, and they lost.
No, I thought it was him and Guinan.
Guinan and Guinan?
No, Guinan and Xanxus. I think he ran like Void and Miramasa Blade recalls or relearns.
There was one where Guinan had his partner run Jackpot, and then he ran Skywalk.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
And he used
I thought it was
Cluster
Math.
Bomb.
Yeah, I thought it was Math, and I thought they lost that match too.
No, I'm pretty sure they won that match on Lane.
I just remember it was part of a really wacky set too, where Guinan ran a very weird bravery arsenal that relied on like hyper punch and.
Oh, that was Pano. It was like a auto capture bravery.
Yeah, it was really weird and really
Guinan
bad.
has had some really pants on head Pano matches, that's for sure.
That's a pants on head map though. I mean, just in all fairness.
Yeah, they came out like super ass backwards. He got all his bravery skills before his auto capture. I remember that match.
Yeah, and then he had nothing left to auto capture.
He got whacked
was like,
once and his arsenal was gone.
Yeah.
That's still one of my favorite things I ever saw. So, probably my two favorite moments to watch Guinan screw up, because he's so good, was that one on Pano versus Xanxus and Zexus, where he played an auto capture bravery arsenal that had only 4 attacks and 2 shields, overwrote 1 attack and 1 shield, and then got lacked in the face while holding his only 4 other skills. So his 6 skill arsenal was done with 1 lack. And then the other one was the 1v1 versus Shadow Shield, getting hit by Psycho Burst over and over.
That was such a great match.
Did my heart good.
Gotta love that nice Guinan segue, since we don't have footage of Nathan and Wolf versus Mirage Darcy to go off of. But I'm assuming there's a bunch of great hits, awesome trades, stellar pickups, and everyone is very thrilled with the results of all the matches regardless. You know,
yeah, we
I'm
tangented
sure
pretty hard. We did.
Yeah, we hadn't. Unfortunately, they got it to us pretty late. I know. Sounds like there were some issues that delayed the matches, and I mean, yeah. So, all right. Let's go ahead and move on to the last match here, which was Snowrise and Snow Schmidt versus Dawn and Inferno. I don't know what.
I don't think we have a video for this one either.
We don't have video.
Oh,
of that
really?
one yet either. They both happened last night.
Dawn the Legend and Sleepy Inferno.
Well, they're in last place, so they got their asses stomped. We'll just go with that.
From what I know,
fair enough.
The bit that I know is that it was actually really just a 2-0, and that there was some lag involved, and Dawn and Inferno just said they didn't want to play the third match. I think they were having
who was the lag
issues.
coming from?
I think I think it was one of Dawn or Inferno was having issues. And they were already past the deadline, so they didn't want to try and reschedule and stuff. So I think they just gave up on it.
Yeah.
Well, I know one of them is moving, so it was like a really hard attempt to get internet wherever it is they were going. And I guess they actually went to the same household. I guess they were both in one of their houses, Sleepy or Dawn. And
whatever, they were stealing.
They had mic issues, and then
they were stealing Wi-Fi from the McDonald's. Let's not get ourselves.
On a side note, ask Orange Baby about that. Apparently that's a thing. Going to McDonald's, whipping out your laptop, and playing Phantom Dust.
Yeah, it's totally a thing. What are you talking about? But, yeah, no, I mean, I played a little bit with Snowrise and Snow Schmidt. I mean, they're both still, I mean, what, they've only been playing for about a year, and so...
Well, Rise has been playing for about a year. I think Schmidt's only been like a month or 2.
Yeah, and I know, Bregan's been trying to give them lots of, good advice, even though they don't really need it. Bregan's telling them obvious things, like, so do you put ore in your arsenals? Okay, that's good. Now, do you put skills in your arsenals? Do you know what the jump button is? Do you know how to turn on your Xbox? That type of advice. And it looked like it paid off this round, apparently, because they won. So good job, Bregan.
Woo,
Golf claps
Bregan.
all around.
You're the worst host.
I'm the best host.
All right,
All right,
that does us
so-
for the round 3 matchups. That's
Yep,
it.
let's move
Round
into
four.
the 4. It looks like most of these are going to be pretty obvious from the point spread. So at the top of the order, we have Murder and Ebony versus Evo and Xanxus.
I guess we all
I
got
don't know
roasted
what you-
pretty good this round, though, right? That was good. We all got roasted.
Oh yeah,
Except for
pretty much.
Mario.
No, we went in
I
pretty
didn't-
hard
No,
on
you
him
did.
running
You did.
the jank versus Murder and Ebony.
I had-
too.
I had to do it. Yeah, we had to do like a flashback
Sign match.
roasting of them. We had to be like, yeah, you remember that time they lost 3 rounds straight for playing stupid fucking Arsenals? Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. Yeah.
I want to go
Anyway.
back to Goatrix getting pinned down and then jackpotted. That was really fun.
That was good. I was like, wait, he's still gonna keep jackpotting even though I'm getting.
I was watching that. I'm like,
How,
what are you
my very
doing?
yeah. How, I was like,
What did you
how's
say
he-
to him?
Oh, I mean, it's silent. What do you say to him? I asked him how his phone game's going because he's clearly paying more attention to that than Fan does at that point.
While I'm doing my dailies.
Exactly. How's your Star Wars whatever fucking whale boat game that you're dumping $100 into? do treating you right now. All right, so Murder Ebony versus Evo Xanxus. Yeah, Bregan, start with this.
Well, it is our top of the table matchup. Traditionally, round 4 of Swiss, the top of the table matchup ends up being our most popular match, and I think that could be a trend we see here too. I mean, these are clearly the 2 best functioning teams we've had in the tournament. I would say that most of the others have a deficit in skill or synergy somewhere going on. These are really the only 2 complete teams I've seen so far, and they've both looked pretty hot, and I think it's going to be a really fun one to see. We have a team that's very aggressive and is not afraid to dip into some wacky shenanigans in Evo and Xanxus, and they also do really good prep versus a team that seems a lot more conservative. In Murder and Ebony, they like to put that consistent early pressure down, but they don't seem to really break from their mold so far. A lot of just quick laser pressure, quick reincarnation pressure, and just never letting up. And that's worked for them. They may have more tricks in the bag, and they just haven't felt challenged yet. So that could be interesting to see what they do here. If they just continue with that and are successful, or if they're going to break out something fun now that they feel that they're going to be challenged by Evo and Xanxus. Because, again, I feel like every other team in the tournament, at least right now, has had some other major issue that is going to prevent them from challenging either of these teams.
So who do you think is going to take it? Give me a score.
Oh, man, that's tough.
Just say it, 3-2 Ebony, because you don't like Evo.
I was going to say 3-2 Ebony, but now I can't. What are you doing?
I was calling. I mean, I was gonna save you having to give us another 1,000-word essay. That's what.
Ouch, I thought that was the whole point of these podcasts, just to pontificate at
I mean,
length.
I mean, oh yeah, I know, I get it, but I mean, we're extrapolating a little hard here. I mean, come on. Anyways, so that's cool. 3-2. Mario, what about you?
Man, fucking
I'm excited
worst
for this
host.
match, though. It's definitely going to be a good brawl, I'm guessing. Murder and Ebony, they're going to go hard. Then Evo and Xanxus, I'm hoping I see some jank from them. They always have some fun jank. But I'm going to give it 3-2 to Murder and Ebony. I think they're going to pull it out.
Okay.
Well,
I'm gonna
many
say
words
3-1
when few
Evo.
words do trick.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically gonna go. I'm gonna say 3-1 Ebony Xanxus. I'm gonna say they beat their ass. I'm going to say
You know what, I'm changing
that.
my vote. 3-1 Evo
No, you're
and
not.
Xanxus. 3-1 Evo and
No,
Xanxus.
you're not. No, you're not. You lying little bitch. You're gonna cry
I can
about
do
it
it
later.
right
and be
here
like,
on stream. It's right here. It's going in the
who
records.
cares? You're
3-1
the whole time you're
Evo
gonna
and
be like, man,
Xanxus.
I want Evo to lose the whole time. I know it's gonna happen. Anyways, so honestly, I think these two teams are just gonna, they're gonna break out all the cool fun skills. Where you hit people in the face really fucking hard for like 8 damage and shit a lot, and it's probably gonna be just a whole bunch. It's gonna be probably straight up brawling. I I don't think either team's gonna try to get too cute because I mean, like the only time like Evo and Zanxis got really cute was because they knew they had just like a throwaway matchup with me and Silent. Other than that, like just play straight stuff and whoop people's asses. So I think that's pretty much what the match is gonna be. And yeah, I'm gonna give it to Evo and Zanxis.
You're all fucking wrong because we want to play Bregan and Poor Choices again and whoop their ass. So we're gonna throw it. We're just gonna go out there with Sword Slap 3 fucking rounds in a
We
row.
ain't even making playoffs, dude. We ain't even making playoffs. When are you gonna play us again? When do you plan to see Choices on Phantom Dust again, other than round 4 of this tournament?
Well, oh
He's
shit!
never
So we already
coming
can.
back.
So it looks like I can call the 0-3 for game 5 on this list. That made my job easy. Woo, thanks. We're not going to talk about that one.
I mean, even if we 3-0,
Congrats, Jester War Machine. Good job.
Round,
Well
I don't
played.
think we make playoffs. Even if we 3-0, I don't think we make it.
Whatever.
Yep.
Well, I mean, the maximum
Alrighty.
amount of points we could get is 4.
You heard that, Zan. They're all against us, man.
I
We got
said
this.
3-1 for
Whatever,
Evo
man.
and
I'm
Zanxis.
cheering
I
you guys,
changed it.
man. I have the team colors and everything. The jersey is in the mail.
I think Evo and Zanxis have got the extra experience and chops, and Murder and Ebony are just a bunch of chumps that play the game too much.
God damn it. Okay, you're done, Bregan. Here we go. So we're gonna move
Over
on
the
to
table.
Ska Doom. Yep, Ska Doom versus Zexus Shadow. Let's start with the Evo on this one. What do you think, Evo? Tell us about it. But in 1,000 words or under, please.
I don't think Ska and Doom have enough time together. Doom being who he is, that's great and all, but I think the individual skill of both Zex and Shadow is going to win this one 3-1.
Depends on if
And I don't
round 3
care.
Shadow shows up again.
I don't care what happened round 3. Shadow Shield knows he fucked up. He's going to get it right.
Bregan.
I'm going Mario first. Typing.
Well, fine. Okay, Mario, here you go. And under 400 words or less, explain.
Thinking Zex and Shadow are probably gonna pull this one out. Even though I never see them on much. Kind of all of them are kind of like that.
What's the score?
So,
Hey, he's got at least 330 more words. We're cool.
I'm gonna give it 3-2 Zex and Shadow.
All right, Goat. What about yours?
I'm going to say Ska and Doom 3-1. Ska's gotten better. He has improved. And Zex and Shadow, like, they're working. They've done okay because they both play very well individually, but they haven't quite gelled quite as well as I thought they would. And Doom has a habit of being able to play independent of his partner for the most part pretty darn well, and I think Ska's playing better than like Ronan Roman ever did, or Roman, whatever the hell that dude's name was. So I think Doom, just the power of Doom and Ska will be enough to take it. I would say 3-2, maybe 3-1.
I gotta agree. Like, Doom mostly just does what he's gonna do regardless of partner. There's not a whole lot of variance there, so it's really just on Ska to decide how well he's gonna, fit himself in there. And he seems like a player who's fairly willing to adapt and do whatever. So I think he'll do fine with Doom going forward. He did just fine versus Jester and War Machine before. I think it is going to be a 3-1 because I think there's going to be at least one game where Shadow Shield runs train on him with Dance of Death.
You have
or
7 more
something.
words left.
And Goatrix
7 words.
sucks.
Here we go. Wrap it up.
Giant donkey
Thank you.
dick. That's 6.
That's 8.
That's 6. And
Okay.
Goatrix sucks. Giant donkey dick. That's 6. Learn to fucking count, host.
This is why I predicted you to win, Evo. Fucking synergy.
All right, so now we're going to move on to Kamikaze versus Game God Invoker. Regardless of who wins this one, I think it's just going to be great to watch, depending on who streams it. Well, I think we're going to get 2 streams, probably, right? Probably, but I don't know. Ava, what do you think?
I want to see Kanye and Kami smash dick on this fucking match. I think Bregan is rooting for him after that ass whooping he just took, and I'm rooting for him too.
Well, I mean, I'm 50-50 on what I want to happen because A, I would love to see anybody run train on them afterwards, just for my own good heart. But B, Kanye was all up shit talking me after I lost to him. And so if he were to get shit stomped by them, like
Are you talking
3-0,
about the meme?
that would be fucking great. Watching Kanye, after shit talking me for losing to them, to also lose to them in a more humiliating fashion.
Didn't he shit talk you for losing to me and Zan too?
Yes,
Hold on.
he did.
I mean,
Hold
it's
on.
Kanye. He's gonna shit talk you for anything.
Can you please post this? I'm about to send it to you. This is what Kanye posted, or Kanye sent you, I guess. Hold on. Where is it? There we go.
Yeah, but isn't Kanye the type of guy who likes to shit talk you anything?
Look in our tournament chat.
There it is.
That is pretty good. Like if he only had like their Facebook pictures on there instead on the bags, that would have made it even better.
Oh man.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, he was shit talking me for losing this last round, and so it would be kind of even better if I just also lost in humiliating fashion.
So
I don't
all I
know,
wanna
I'm
see-
kind of torn. I want to see both teams lose.
Yeah, but one of them's got to win. So who do you want to lose harder?
Well, Kanye asked me if he said he would get revenge for me, and he asked if I wanted to
Because you're not good enough to get it.
because I won't be in the tournament any longer to try and get it. He asked if I wanted a 3-0 or a 3-1, and I said,
Oh shit, we're taking orders now?
yeah, I said that I don't want either. I want a 2-0. I want you to beat Train on them so hard that they quit after the second game.
Oh man, okay. So So here's all I want. Regardless of who wins or loses, I just want Game God to play that whack-ass 3-school Arsenal he played in like the second round that had like, oh god, what was do you guys remember that? And we're like, what the fuck is this Arsenal? It won, but it was like the weirdest thing.
What he ran on lane.
It was like,
did, like,
Psycho
nothing well.
Kai. It was like Psycho Kai Optic with like no. I think there's a Tiger Strength in there. Maybe.
I think it was Psycho Kai and Faith or something because he had like Charge and Laser.
Yeah.
And Trance.
No, it was like Psycho Optic. Kai. It was like Psycho Optic Faith. And yeah, it was like, am I watching like Dark Mage play here or something? What is this?
Not enough photon burst and flash hole for Dark Mage.
Shit, shout out to Kanye. He's listening to us live right now.
Thanks, Kanye. But yeah, like all I know is I want to see that Arsenal in action versus the triple quantum versus the triple quantum dictation. Kanye, I want to see, like, if we're taking orders here. I mean, can I get like a snap? Can I get a fatigue? You know, if we're gonna place orders here.
I'm putting it out right now. I want Kami, listen up, Kanye, listen up. One round, I want to see you guys run optimization and what's that fucking erase move in Optic that takes one aura from each you and whoever you hit with it? Restrain.
Restrain.
I want to see an Opti restrain and then pick up the Opti once you zero whoever you're hitting.
Restrain's actually not half bad as a strategy. I remember a match where it was in the old days of Phantom Dust. Madman and DNS Terror ran a restrained deck and destroyed Nathan and Wolf with it twice.
Well, yeah, they also ran like Hungry Demon in there too. It was from Madman.
No, that
was like
that round at least it was just restrain only.
I know the Madman Classic was the Hungry Demon Arsenal. It was pretty funny.
Yeah, he's known for that one too.
Yeah. So I guess as far as a score, then I'm gonna say I think it's gonna go 3-2 Game God Invoker, but only if they play that immaculate 3-school Arsenal. If they don't, then it's gonna be 0-3. It's gonna be 3-0 Kanye, like hands down.
I'm going 3-1 Kamikaze, Mario, and Kanye. I think that they've got the higher skill level and that they'll pull it out.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with my 3-0. They're gonna mash dick.
Which team?
Kanye and Kami are 3-0.
All right.
All right. Well, looks like Game God's got to polish up that arsenal, huh?
He's gonna blow
Okay,
the dust
moving
off
on.
of it.
Yeah,
Come on,
no
old
kidding.
faithful.
So we got Filthy Math versus Esper PDDCM. I'm just gonna start this one. I think it's gonna go Esper PDDCM as long as Esper makes sure to buy good new fresh tinfoil to put on the internet that night.
Send them two.
Yeah, I'm gonna think. Yeah, 3-2. I think Filthy Math could win, but I just think Esper and PDDCM are just better individual players because I don't think either team has meshed super well together. Even though Filthy Math beat the shit out of us, out of me and Silent, I would still say that as far as like synergy wise, they're not as great as some of the other teams we've seen. So I'm gonna say Esper PDDCM.
I'm giving it a 3-0 to Math and Filthy because they're gonna break out the zone alarm IP blocker on Esper. Nah,
That's
for real
pretty
though,
good. Everything.
for real, I'm gonna give it a 3-0 for Esper and PD.
What
It's
about
gonna be a
you,
clean
Mario?
sweep.
As long as Esper and PD stick to what they're used to, I think they're gonna pull it out. 3-2.
So Ice Swords and Vibration Blasters.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be 3-1. I think Filthy Math will show some gumption, pick up a map, but I think overall, I don't think either of those players can quite match up to PDDCM, even if Esper's having trouble. So I think that they're going to take it pretty cleanly.
I think the only map they might win is going to be Palace because apparently Esper and PD suck at Palace this tourney.
That's the only reason he ever won at Palace before he played with me. Now that he's gone, he can no longer win on Palace.
Just like never winning on Highway, right?
On a
All
side
right,
note,
so-
Bregan historically has the shittiest spawns on Highway.
Do I?
They're pretty special.
They're pretty god awful.
Yeah.
Play that
you've
match
had some-
10 times in a row and you'll get the spawn with no barriers whatsoever.
Yeah, you've
Yeah,
had.
sure.
you've
Pretty much
had
every time
pretty
I end up
historically
playing
bad
Highway
luck.
competitively, I'm up there in that freaking middle of nowhere.
You're in the
No
you're in the
man's
fucking
land.
You're in the cattle cage where they just break out the hammer to pop you in the face with it.
The air hammer.
Yeah. Poof.
Better known as vibration laser.
Yeah. Hell, regular laser.
How many can you jump?
It's okay. You can dodge those as well as I can dodge jackpot, right?
Or apparently
Ouch.
pinned down.
Jeez, I'm insulted now. Everything else
Well,
up until
I'm-
this point, nothing insulted me, but that right there, that insulted me.
And it's a perfect point to segue into our next matchup then, which is Jester War Machine versus Bregan Choices. 3-0 Jester War Machine. Get fucked, Bregan.
I actually think Jester and War Machine are going to win this. I think. No, actually, no, I don't. That's not fair. I think the veterancy of Bregan and the mashing over Poor Choice's head is going to get him into gear. And I think they're going to win 3-1.
Mario.
As long as Bregan and Choices don't act like they did last round.
You mean choices?
You mean as long as they
It
don't
is.
tilt? You know, they don't tilt
Yeah.
out of control?
Team Tilt.
Yeah, I could see it being pretty close. I'm gonna give it 3-1
Yeah, but-
Bregan and Choices.
Yeah, what can I say? As long as Bregan doesn't spend too much time playing pinball instead of PD, he might be okay. But otherwise, no way, dude. Jester War Machine, 3-0.
Pinball?
Knock these
What?
fuckers out. Because in pinball, you tilt. Good goddamn,
I thought it
Bregan.
was a throwback to whenever we went to that pinball arcade and I sucked dick at pinball. I was confused.
Perfect. Perfect segue. Perfect. He gets it. Anyways, so next match then, Silent myself versus Nathan Wolf. 3-0 to Nathan Wolf. Silent and Goat are gonna get their fucking asses whooped.
I'm giving a 3-0 to Silent. He's gonna fuck everyone up with Jackpot.
He probably is. He can move on by himself then.
Goat's not winning this round, let's put it that way.
I'll be there with 3 healing waters and 3 relearns so I can stay alive long enough. I'll just hope Silent just like lands 6s on every jackpot, and I'll be like, I just gotta live through it and hope they don't. And hope
You just need to bring Ethos inspirations and fucking friendships and just boost up his ore recovery and his damage, and you're good.
I'll just go find a nice place to die that's fairly convenient next to his base. I'll just be like, here, I'll just go lay in the corner here. Have at it. Don't stop mashing X.
Given Goat's confidence, I'm gonna give it 3-0 to Nathan Wolf. That's gonna be a fun one to watch.
Now's your time, Bregan. Here's your chance to dig in deep.
I was
Do
typing,
it.
jeez.
I want to formally retract. I want to formally retract my statement about Kanye and Kami mashing dick, because I just remembered Kami voted against me against Murder and Ebony.
Oh, God.
Too late, you can't
We're-
take it back.
Too late. It's locked in place.
What's the score on that one now?
I was just kidding.
Ah, okay, for Nathan Wolf versus Silent Goat, I think this is actually going to be a really fun matchup. I think stylistically right now, Silent and Goat have a better match, because like Nathan and Wolf are literally going to run the same thing no matter what. They're not watching this. They don't care. They don't care if you know what they're going to run. They're going to run Confused Gravity on Refinery. They're going to run Memory Lapse on City. They're going to run Aura Cannon Charge Particle on Sign. They don't care if you know what they're going to do.
They're going to
gonna
run
do it.
Blazing Sword and fucking Friendships on Palace. I mean, it's the same shit every time.
Yeah, they're not a team that shows a lot of variance. I feel like one of the biggest things that's been a downfall for them has been that, you know, not just by word of mouth, but on video, everybody knows what they're going to do every single time they play them now. And then they stop practicing, which has also kind of hit them. But right now, like the way Goat and Silent are playing, they're at least a little bit more variable, but we've seen them rely a lot on Reincarnation, Faith, and Silent keeps running that Sign of Saints deck, and they run a lot of stats. Nathan and Wolf don't know what Armoros is, and they don't change up what they're playing. And so I think that Sign of Saints with other stats getting out of control is going to benefit Silent and Goat more than what we know Nathan and Wolf is going to run. I think it's going to be a fun series either way. I think it'll be 3-2, but I think Silent and Goat take it.
What I want to know is, will Goatrix adapt his play style to counteract the memory lapse that we know is coming and the confused gravity that we know is coming? Because I know damn well if he can't dodge Jackpot without confused gravity, he definitely fucking can't dodge it with confused gravity.
Watch the odds reverse, and I'm perfect at dodging it with confused gravity, but take it off, and it's like it hits every time.
I think they're still both fairly decent teams coming into this, but like, yeah, I just feel like stylistically, they've got the advantage in it right now, whereas they've also got the read on Nathan and Wolf. They know what they're going to play, and so they can play around that. So I think that's going to be fun.
Ooh, man, we're assuming Silent plays around anything? Woo-hoo-hoo.
Well, even if he doesn't, what if he plays what he's been playing and they play what they've been playing, which I think is a fairly safe bet, I think Silent's got the better setup versus them than they have versus him.
And it'll
I think
only be
Silent
because he
and
has
Doom.
2 jackpots instead of just 1 after he loses it to Memory Labs.
I think Silent and Doom should team up. Neither obviously give a shit about their teammate, so I really feel like they'd make a good team.
I'm pretty sure Doom would drive out and murder him.
It's two.
After
That
two
would
rounds.
be. That'd be the equivalent of having 2 1v1 matches going in the middle of a tag match, basically. It'd be Doom versus basically everyone else, and Silent versus everyone else via jackpot.
No, you know what? I'll do you one better. Silent and Orange Baby.
No, that would
both
not
of-
work well.
Just both of them actively trying to murder the other. Like, It wouldn't even be a tag match. It'd be like a battle royale where one team is teamed up.
The opponents could just sit back and watch.
Yeah, the rest of it's just a battle royale.
So he'll just drop, yes, and then he'll do something like drop Athena's command, and then Silent will be like, "God damn it, why doesn't my jackpot work?" And be like, "Motherfucker!" It's like, do you see that? Do you see that enviro on the field? God damn it, I know. Hold on, I'm doing my dailies.
Go. Did you tune in the last podcast where I was telling stories about Silent, where I'd love to hear him complain so much when he's on my team that I'd hit him with like bloody rituals without telling him?
I didn't know that.
God damn it, all fucking lag, I didn't even see it.
Which one of those assholes did it? Why is there no purples on the field?
I'd go with it too. I'd be like, I don't know, bro. I swear to God, I didn't see it either. It must be lagging.
Oh God! Oh my God! God,
It's so much
speaking
fun.
of which, can I? Yeah, I think my team's another one that mathematically can't make top 8 either, depending on the record here. Now that I think about it. Cool. So we'll be playing a charity match. Fun.
It's tough to say because like there's a lot of teams locked in right now at 4 and 4.5 points, and like half of those teams could lose and just bounce right out of top 8. And if you had a strong finish, or Nathan and Wolf had a strong finish in this round, it's still possible, but it's hard to say.
Yeah,
we should do the final rounds of Swiss double points. You lose a full point if you lose, and you win 2 points if you win. That way we can.
Oh man, if you guys want to do the math on
that would be something we would
that,
have had to announce long before now.
Call it like double jeopardy.
That would be so brutal, cause say for example, if you lose to Murder Ebony or vice versa, oh god.
Yeah, like if you
I'm not worried about them.
If you lost this round, like let's take Ska and Doom for example. If they lost this round 3-0, they would go down to 3 points. Like, that'd be brutal. That would be out of playoffs for sure.
That's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know that I would like putting that much weight on the final round. But anyways, since that's not going to happen right now, because it's not happening right now, we're going to move on. Affen Ren versus Rye Schmidt. I'm going to say Rye Schmidt win it 3-0. They'll beat the meme team. Surprise.
Got anything to describe?
I disagree.
Okay.
I think Affen and Snow and Ren take this.
They're gonna meme it up.
I think so, man. Did you see that brutal fucking slaughter they gave the last round?
No, I don't think.
Or whoever they played, when they played, who was it? They played Dawn and Sleepy, right? And they 3-0'd them. It was pretty definitive.
Yeah, Rise and Schmidt did. Yeah, like I said, I think they're gonna win 3-0.
Both of those teams has 3-0'd Dawn and Inferno.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, like I definitely like. I know one of these days Affen will get his Throwing Stone, Psycho Sniper, man, whatever the fuck skill he wants, meme off the ground. It'll happen, but today, no.
Kowalski,
no.
I need some analysis. Who's winning and why? Come on.
Affen and Ren.
Ryzen Schmidt will win 3-0 because they will actually play the game.
Affen and Ren will win this 3-0 because I don't think Snow Rise knows what a shield is. Me and Murder had this discussion, and we both agree that unless he physically sees the attack coming at him, he doesn't block it.
All right, Mario, the one decent human being among us. What do you got?
I think it's going to be closer than that, but I'm going to give it to Rise and Schmidt 3-2.
I'm passing on some wisdom right now. Listen up, Affen and Ren. Thor's hammer plus Tiger Strength and relearns. They'll never see it coming. You're guaranteed to hit them every time.
Well, of course, it comes from above. I can't look that high. God damn it.
I think it's going to be a 3-2. I think it's going to be a fun match. That's what round 4 does, right? This is supposed to be as close a matchup as you can get. Barring like if you've had some crazy bad draws or something. Like they push teams as close together in skill level as they can, And I think these two teams are very close in skill level. I think Affin and Ren are more memey, whereas the Snows are trying harder but newer. I think that Affin and Ren have a little bit more experience, a little bit more chops. I think they'll pull it out, but it's going to be messy, and I think it's going to be 3-2. So I think it'll be a lot of fun to watch. I'm really looking forward to casting this one. I'll put it that way. I think it'll be a hilariously fun match to cast.
Okay, so moving on then, we have the last matchup of round 4. It'll be Mirage Darcia versus Dawn Inferno. I'm going to say Mirage Darcia, probably 3-0. Aren't Dawn and Inferno really new to the game?
Yeah,
super
probably
new,
just found it
months.
on the free to play list on Xbox and figured fuck it. Kind
No,
of.
I
Okay.
think those guys had played Phantom Dust back in the day. Like, I don't think they are, like, they're new to the group, though, in the re-release. I think they just barely found the re-release. And I don't think they played much of the old Phantom Dust.
Yeah.
Either. Like, it might have
I
been
was
one
gonna
of
say,
those, like, we used to play split screen kind of guys. I think.
We bought this game for $20 at GameStop when we also renewed our subscription to Game Informer type.
Yeah. I don't think they
So-
played a whole lot back then, and they're really new to the re-release. So I think that's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, plus if they're having any of the moving issues, if that's still a problem when it comes to match time, it's probably gonna be I'm gonna say 3-1 Mirage and Darcia. They can just play the bundled blaster arsenal and probably win.
Do we at this point have any teams that are guaranteed to be making playoffs and teams that are guaranteed to not make playoffs?
How many? Remind me again how many points? It's just 1 point a win and 1 point a loss.
Half a point off. Yeah,
I would say
half
the
a
top-
point taken away.
I would say the top 3 are guaranteed playoffs right now, whereas the rest is flexible.
Yeah.
Murder, Ebony, Murder and Ebony, even though Zanxis, Ska, and Doom, I think are all guaranteed to make it. And then after that, it gets a little bit more messy because they're at 9 points, 8.5 points, and 6 points, and then it drops pretty heavy down to 4.5, 4.5, 4.5, 4,
I think
and 3.
I think right about one where you are, Bregan, with 1 point. That's probably the bare bones cutoff of terms of who can actually qualify, and it's probably still going to be based very heavily on how the matchups go. Like a 3-0, like even if you 3-0, that'll give you 4 points, correct?
Yeah,
3.
well,
We'll give them 3
I
points.
actually
Well,
was
that's
looking at
it'll
the
be total
numbers-
of 4 points.
I was looking at the numbers
Oh,
slightly
yeah, yeah.
wrong because right now 7th and 8th are at 4 points and 3 points respectively, and they're playing each other. So one of those teams is going to shoot up a bit, but another one's going down, and then there's going to be 2 of those 4.5 teams that are also going to go down.
Yeah,
So,
it's going to be pretty rough. It's going to be
Teams
pretty
like
rough.
Me, you, Nathan Wolf, Jester, and War Machine, with a strong finish in this round, will have a shot at making it, or maybe challenging a tiebreaker to make it in after tiebreaker.
Yeah, I kind of feel like anything like two is the bare minimum you need, just with the way the games have been playing out. I think I kind of feel like Jester and War Machine would be the lowest ones to see an upset. Like if they clean win it, they'll be able to break up. But I don't know if any of us at
Remember
1 or
when
less
you're
are
looking
gonna.
at that list that number 9 is actually 8th place.
Yeah,
3 points is your 8th place.
yeah, they're not. Yeah, they're the 8th place team.
Now,
No,
I have another question. Whenever you guys are done with this one, Bregan, do you remember our first podcast? We announced Dark Horse, all that. Has anyone's and Goatrix and Kami, you can tell us who you thought was your Dark Horse when you first started. Has anyone's changed? Is anyone still in there?
I don't remember who I said my dark horse was. Was it Shadow and Zex?
It was PD and Esper. Or no, it was Shadow and Zex. You're right, because you picked PD and Esper to win it.
Yeah.
Mine was Shadow and Zex too, I believe.
I'd probably say Shadow and Zex is my dark horse.
As a dark horse pick, it feels kind of weird now giving it in the final round
Well,
after
think
getting
of
a
it
chance
like
to
if
see
you were
these
looking at the teams at the
Right,
beginning
yeah.
of round 1, who your
In the
dark horse
beginning.
would have been.
Just because they've never been together.
teams. Well, Dawn and Inferno, because nobody's heard of these guys.
It's not the definition
No,
of a dark horse.
I know.
Well, I reckon
Dark
then
Horse can-
nothing's changed with Bregan and I.
I think for me, the dark horse probably realistically would have been either Jester War Machine or Game God Invoker, because there's a mix of good players amongst both those teams, and so far they're working out pretty good. But it definitely would have been one of those teams based on the initial on the initial team list. If we were saying now, based on the change, I would say Scott Doom because, well, he got Doom.
I wouldn't even call that a dark horse. I mean, Doom's Doom, and he's always going to play as Doom
But
does.
well, not because of that's why it's not even a fair one, because the dark horse half would really just be Scott. Be like, we know Doom can win.
It's not a very different story from like the last 3 tournaments he's been in. He picks somebody
where
kind of, it feels like last
he shows
minute,
up round
somebody
3.
who's kind of unexpected as a partner. He's got, what was it, Oji Kuma and then Kanye, and this was before Kanye was really known. Ska Boss, Ronin.
Well, everyone knows
like,
Kanye. He's a well-known asshole.
Well, back at the tournament when he first played with Doom, that was his very first tournament.
Well,
You know, he was not super well known. He wasn't kind of like a factor. And he's gotten a lot better since then too. Like he played pretty solid in that tournament, but he's gotten better since. And this is kind of a trend with Doom, staying out of the tournament until the very last second and picking somebody who just absolutely couldn't get a partner or had their partner drop at the last second.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold out next tourney and see if I can't snag me a Doom.
Well, I mean, like,
Well, I mean, if you go by the rules, technically you shouldn't.
Longer because like Kanye had to wait until the middle of round 1, and
So you need to wait till round 4 for the Doom to show up at the last fucking minute.
Scott Boss didn't get him until the last day of round 2. So how late
Doom
are you
is-
planning to wait?
Doom is that fucking Smash Brothers AI. A new player has entered the tourney.
Yeah, he's the guest character that shows up.
A new challenger.
Yeah. Fight your rival. Oh goodness.
I know he had
then-
offers too. He had multiple offers before him.
Well, of course, you got to hit him with a sob story. It's like, come on, man, my partner died. Please.
my partner got syphilis. He's
My
MIA.
My partner got eaten by varmints. Come on, I need to help me out here. I'll split the winnings with you, I swear.
Well, I suppose we should, for finality's sake, wrap up the predictions. I never did get a prediction on the last match from Mario or Evo.
Who was the teams?
Mirage
and
Garcia.
versus Dawn and Inferno.
3-0 Mirage Garcia.
I'm gonna give it a 3-1. Mirage. Garcia.
Yep. Well, and then just to be sure, then we're still doing the same thing where top 8 is in single elimination from that point, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And were we doing randomized playoffs? I wanted to clarify that because I think last time we did randomized playoffs.
Random last time. This time it'll be 1st versus 8th, 2nd versus 7th, etc.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And then at this point, then just one last thing to cover because I know it briefly got mentioned on the forums. Any plans for any other tournaments in the near future, like 1v1 coming back, anything like that? Or should I shut the fuck up about that right fucking now?
I think it's fair. I'm planning at least, I don't know if Murder and Evo are going to want to help out with it. Maybe I'll see about getting somebody else if they don't want to. But I was honestly surprised at the health of the signups for this. I didn't think it was possible for us to get 16 teams again, but we did. So it's made me think that I think another 1v1 tournament would be good to do. We stopped doing them for a while because Ebony had kind of broken the mode, and I've been trying to think. I mean, I don't want to say what he did was unbeatable, but it sure did make 1v1 a lot less fun, and it was a very strong strategy.
Man, I thought the exact opposite. I was like, this is the greatest 1v1 strategy ever. 9 aura, and you guys are all getting your asses whooped by this? Fuck, it was so good.
I mean, it was fun as a thing to see happen, but as far as like actually making the tournament interactive and making people want to participate, it was, tough because nobody wants to play it, right? And if nobody wants to play it, then people start picking it up like Kanye did, and so then you have 3 or 4 people running it in the tournament, and like.
Then you get these
what
brutal
when you watch
stallouts where
them play
nobody
against
does.
Each other and,
That's perfect. You watch guys sit there and just quantum decay and level amp
so
each other up for like 10 minutes.
To try and like without outlawing that strategy outright, like a way
Just
to
outlaw all
rules.
purple in general.
Well, I wanted to leave that skill diversity in there. I didn't want to make it where you can't run any jank at all. So I think at least right now, my running theory, don't put this in stone yet, but I think I'm just going to say no recall, because there's not much reason to run recall unless you're running that strategy in 1v1. Like, otherwise it's just bad. So
Yeah, but then you're like solely singling out Ebony Scarface. Like everyone's gonna know.
You know
No
what-
recall.
you know what-
no
you know-
Ebony.
I mean,
well, okay, you,
well,
you
it's up-
say that, but Ebony still won the finals, just whooping Esper's ass. Like, he didn't do that in the finals. So Ebony's good enough
True.
that he can do it without recall. You know, and I think that'll
Well, yeah.
at least make the participation more meaningful, and I think other people will want to join, knowing that they
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that shenanigans. Because it's been
We-
seen so much now, it's not going to be just Ebony, right? It's not going to be just Ebony. Multiple people would be running it.
well, I mean, obviously this isn't the place to completely get into it, but short version is you may want to start looking at kind of like how we have the new hang rules in place to kind of freshen things up for tag. You may need to consider some kind of idea of that for 1v1 to prevent that from being the case, but who knows?
Yeah.
Some sort of restriction. Either it's just like,
it's still
cool,
up
each
in the
player,
air.
yeah, exactly. Maybe something like, we'll do a League of Legends thing. Each team gets like each player gets once, like a skill ban, and they say this, can't play this skill or something. Who knows?
I've always been about that. I wish we could do something like that. Like ban one skill.
It's something to consider, but the thing is that just like the logistics of it, like you ban fucking reincarnation, and it's like, okay, well, all the arsenals I was going to run had reincarnation in it. Give me 45 minutes to go build new arsenals.
Well, at
Make
this
your
point,
bans at the very beginning.
I kind of, yeah, you would have to do it. You'd have to do the bans early, obviously, and then, I don't know. Like I said, there's a lot of logistics to cover, but at the same time, it's either that or you run into the same 9 strategies over and over again. And I mean, we're year 14 now with this game, so if you want to freshen it up a little bit, force people to break up, their 9 reincarnation arsenals, so be it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
That's
willing
just a
to
thought.
entertain other ideas or ways to get around it, but so far, out of the things I've considered, I feel like the recall elimination is probably the easiest and will end up affecting people the least. But if you have an idea and you're listening, let me know.
All right, so before we end this, because it's gone way too fucking long, anybody else have anything else they would like to add?
I think I'm good.
6 words. And Goatrix sucks giant donkey dick.
And we're done.
That was 8, Bregan.